Yeah, I've been ready.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pip and Paddleopsicopolis podcast. My name is Daniel, and I am joined here, as always, with my co-host and Avatar expert, Andrea. Say hello, Andrea.
Howdy.
And this is the podcast where we talk everything Avatar, from Avatar Aang to Avatar Zang. Put it right at the top this time. We can continue on to the rest of the podcast now. So yeah, we just talk Avatar news, Avatar The Last Airbender, Avatar Korra, Avatar the comic books, Avatar the movie, and soon, hopefully in the future, at some point, Avatar the Netflix series, or some Avatar Paramount Plus original series that might be coming out. I don't know. We talked about it last week. If you didn't listen to last week's, go over and give it a listen. Give it a listen. And I think this week we finally have an answer, a definitive Avatar answer to meet. Anyways, Andrea, how are you?
How am I? I am doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a full breakdown at work last week.
Oh no.
I cried at my microscope. And then I also cried in the bathroom because me crying at my microscope was feeling way too obvious.
Are you alone?
So that was fun.
Or are there people around?
No, I work in a pod, so there are 3 other people.
Why are you crying?
Because it was really frustrating.
Okay, I've been meaning to ask. Like, I think all week I've been having this like fantasy conversation of whether or not I should have this conversation with you. What do you do? Like, what is your job?
Okay, so I am a fish lab technologist. FISH stands for fluorescence in situ hybridization. So basically, I look at patient samples, usually blood, and sorry, I totally just turned away from my microphone.
Hold on, before you continue, so people don't click away if they're not interested, you guys can totally skip ahead to where we actually talk about the episodes. If you're on YouTube, I might start doing some time codes because I know not everyone cares about this part, but the first part of the show, we usually just kind of catch up a little bit. So continue, Andrea.
Okay. Yeah, so basically I look at patient blood samples and they are marked with different fluorescent probes. And I look for different things. If there's any abnormalities and stuff like that, it can probably tie into the cancer that the patient possibly may have. Usually if we're getting these cells, they will have some form of cancer. So yeah, I'm just looking at different things that could help genetic counselors give patients advice on how they can like recover, I guess.
Are you trying to find like the cure for cancer?
It's not like really the cure for cancer because cancer kind of just does whatever it wants.
Well, okay.
But like we're able to help, let's say a patient has a really bad mutation in their genes, and what the genetic counselors are able to do is they're able to like figure out something. Like, I'm not sure how they fix it, but they do. I haven't really been taught that yet, but somehow the genetic counselors like fix it, and then like we'll get patient samples after like some amount of time and like check on the mutations, and like most of the time they've gone down. So I guess it's not really like curing the cancer, but I guess like the side effects of it, I would say.
So one of my favorite movies is Annihilation. Have you seen Annihilation?
No.
It's about cancer. Well, kind of.
Okay.
Not like specifically cancer, but the way cancer kind of works. I don't know how cancer really works. But going from this movie, what it taught me is like cancer. Tell me if I'm wrong, okay? Tell me where this stops being true, or like if I'm kind of right or not at all.
Okay.
Like, cancer cells don't die, right? Like they just kind of like
they don't. I mean, they die. They can die.
Like you can kill it, but like if you leave it alone, it will live forever, right?
Yes, because it lacks like a certain cell signal for it to die by itself. It's like cells commit suicide.
Right. So, which is like why we die and stuff. So, is it possible that cancer might also like just could we find like the key to immortality in cancer possibly? Like if we are able to pin down that like gene or whatever mutation that keeps it from dying and like apply it to another cell or something.
But if you keep your cells from dying, it like screws up a whole bunch of other stuff. So you still end up with dying. You still would end up dying.
Okay. Cool. I mean, not cool. I mean, I don't want to die, so it'd be cool to somehow. Maybe crocodiles hold the key to this because crocodiles can live forever. What usually kills them is they just get too big and they can't eat enough food to support their giant bodies anymore. So they just kind of starve to death, which is really sad. But it's cool that crocodiles could probably live forever. Anyways. Yeah. Science. That was the science portion, aka Andrea's life portion. Have you almost died or anything besides your mental breakdown?
Not that I know of.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Also, I think that was a good chance for me to prove that I do actually have a brain, because 9 out of 10 times on this podcast, it seems like I don't, but I'm smart sometimes.
Sometimes. Just not in this podcast avatar field, which we're supposed to be, but we don't know what we're talking about.
Yet my title is the avatar expert. But anyways, how are you?
I'm okay. Work's okay. It's stressful. I kind of almost died. Sort of. Oh, I do have a cool story. But on the way, the other day it was raining really bad. I think it was Saturday. And my car like hydroplaned a couple times. But I really wanted to get home. I had a really long day, but I'll explain my whole Saturday in a minute. It was just a really long day. Started up at like 7, didn't end until like 11. Like I just wanted to get home. So I was going kind of fast, but not too fast. But I was still like hydroplaning. And then this like semi cut me off and I was like, dude, come on. And he's just splashing water all up in my face and I can't see. And then my car's like shaking, but now I can't see which way I should shake properly. And I was like nervous, but I got home and I was like, okay, it's all good. But it's not like a big deal because this person isn't like a big deal yet. But I shoot weddings and stuff. And I got assigned to a wedding on Saturday for the picture of the Tampa Bay Rays, which I thought was pretty cool. And I was like, this is dope.
Ooh.
And so I got to shoot his wedding and I have footage of him on my camera right now. And it's just awesome. They're really cool. He's from St. Louis. So they held his I was gonna say funeral as marriage. Oh my god! Marriage here. What's it called? His wedding. His wedding here, and it was fun. It was rainy though, so it was a little rough because we couldn't exactly shoot outside as much as we wanted, or like in some cool locations. But it was still fun. I successfully did my very first handshake. I usually fuck up handshakes. But when I went to go shake his hand, I was so fucking nervous. I was like, Daniel, you always fuck up handshakes. You always look at the hand. And even when you're looking at the hand, you still manage to fuck it up. But I didn't even look at the hand. I looked him straight in the eyes. And I was like, hey, I'm Daniel. Nice to meet you. And I fucking nailed that handshake so good. And I'm so happy that out of anyone, it was this like semi soon to be probably popular, famous person. And I was like, nailed it. Fucking nailed it. But yeah. I did that over the weekend and it was fun. And at the end of the night, so the wedding was like in this tent and like the ground was wet, but at the end of the night we were packing our stuff and the rain just starts pouring and I look out and like you can like just see like the rain hitting the tent thing. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? All my shit's gonna get wet. And then all of a sudden the water just comes through like the bottom. And our stuff's on the floor. So we're like, fuck, pick everything up. So we're like grabbing cameras and we're grabbing our stuff. My friend, he like grabs his bag from the ground, But like he leaves his camera on the floor, and I'm freaking out. I'm like, Ben, pick up your camera. What are you doing? Because like most camera bags, like specifically like the ones we have, they're meant to be like the material's a little. It's meant to be waterproof, so like the stuff inside doesn't get ruined. But like his camera was just chilling on the floor, and I was like, I picked it up for him, and I was like, yeah, I was just freaking out. But yeah, our stuff's good so far. Our stuff all got wet, but it's all good. Anyways, that was my Saturday, and then on Sunday,
love a happy ending.
yeah, and on Sunday, I just chilled, and I was gonna do some photoshops, but I didn't. I was just really like, I don't know, I don't even remember what happened on Sunday. I just didn't want to do anything, but I wanted to do stuff, but at the same time, I didn't want to do anything, you know. So then I just felt
Totally
unsatisfied. Anyways, and yeah, now it's Tuesday, right? Today's Tuesday.
Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, that's the first 12 minutes of the podcast, or so. So moving on to what the podcast is now about, Avatar. So Andrea, you had some Avatar news, you said.
Okay, so it's not really news, but I just like do little updates on what Avatar Twitter talks about throughout the week. And so this week's topic was, drumroll, who would win in a one-on-one, Katara or Zuko? Who do you got?
Katara, easy.
Okay, thank God I didn't have to debate this with you.
Easy.
Oh, thank God.
She just has to like bloodbend and snap his neck or something.
Okay, good. Because people are like, no, like Katara would need a full moon, but I'm pretty sure Homegirl bloodbends without a full moon during the Southern Raiders episode.
Yeah, probably. I think so too. Yeah, because that episode takes course over a couple days, and she bloodbends like twice in there.
So yeah.
Ooh, that reminds me of something.
Because like everyone on Twitter is like, no, Zuko would wipe the floor with her, and it's like, where? Like, what? They're like, oh my God, he's like one of the best firebenders. Is like, he's still not as good as Azula.
Also, water like 100% trumps fire. Like you can, like Zuko could try. So I mean, you could.
But
maybe...
I mean, okay, but I will give him. He did break Katara's, like, remember in the Crossroads of Destiny? Yes. When they're in the catacombs and like Katara's got Azula by like the hand and leg using like the water tentacles, and Zuko uses a fire to like break it. So like I'll give him that. Like, but he can have that.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say, see if you get Katara away from water, like she can bloodbend. But you know, let's say that's not happening. But like, if there's no water, Katara like just is fucked, right? Like, what else can she? Like Zuko can. He just makes fire appear, so Zuko would have to get her to somewhere like where there's no water to win, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But everything, like Katara knows how to pull water from almost anything that contains water. So
yeah,
she's too good. Like she
literally is.
She's like way too OP. This kind of leads. I had a thought while you were saying that, which kind of leads into what I wanted to. Well, actually, doesn't even lead into what I wanted to talk about. So I'm going to talk about this part first before I get into what I was going to talk about. So last week we talked about how the Paramount Plus original series is doing like spin-offs of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Would you watch a Legend of Korra spin-off where it's like pro benders? Like it's a fake show,
yes.
But it's just pro benders.
Yes.
I think that
like
would be
I
dope.
would watch a whole ass tournament of that.
Yeah, I think they should do that shit. They should do that. Take my money. I want to see that. That'd be so cool. Like, I don't know.
Like,
yeah.
The guy who's the leader of the Wolf Bats, hot. Would like to see that again.
I don't think so. Okay,
anyway.
But this leads into my other thing. Avatar, the live action series, is a show that may be coming to Netflix, hopefully. So I wanted to talk about, I keep thinking of like what how these episodes are going to be. So I have some questions. Do you think the live action series will have extended episodes? Or do you think they will combine episodes. And what I mean by that is like, do you think they'll take like let's say the Kyoshi episode and just maybe make it longer and like delve deeper into the characters? Or do you think they're gonna do like a whole arc and combine those episodes?
I feel like money wise, it would make sense for them to combine and like just do an arc.
Mm-hmm.
Will they actually do it? I mean, with the creators out, they may even just have to do that.
Because I'm also thinking, question number 2 that pertains to this, like, how long do you think the episode should be? How many episodes do you think there should be per season? And also, yeah, answer those 2 first, and then we'll go to the next one.
Well, I think they should just get rid of the water bending scroll into the Jet episodes. Just introduce Jet and the gang, Jet and the Freedom Fighters some other way, because I can't handle those fucking episodes.
Well, then that's when they like combine those three episodes we don't like, and it's like, here's the bad episode of the series. And create into one
giant shitty one.
Yes, and then we'll shit on it extra hard when it comes out. So mostly like with Netflix, like the Marvel ones, and most of them, like they're mostly like story driven. They're not episodic, and they're usually like 13 episodes. And I think they should make them. I think they should be less episodes. I don't know. I think they should take a more like the Mandalorian approach, where there's less episodes. But well, I'm kind of mad at the Mandalorian right now because there's not a story. Like every episode seems they're seeming like a filler episode, which is weird because we don't get enough episodes. But like, you know, less episodes and just make a concise story kind of thing. Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Also, do you think this show is going to be like more action based, or do you think it's going to be more like character driven, like drama sort of show?
I think it's going to be more action based.
You think so?
I feel like it is. I don't want it to be, but I feel like it is.
I think it should be a little. I think there should be a balance.
Because like these character arcs are my favorite thing ever, and they're probably just going to throw them all away for some more action.
I think they're due to money, and like a lot of the way, like the things that elements, like elemental visual effects are very hard to make look nice. So I think it's going to be more drama based. Because I don't think they'll have the budget, and if they do, whenever they do use it, I hope it's like awesome and big. Like in the going back to the Mandalorian, which is like what's trending right now. There's like a lot of like dialogue, but when the action scene kicks in, it's like this big. I mean, it's also Disney, but besides that, it's just like they know how to use the big moments, right? Where when they're there, you're like, this is awesome. They put the money right where it's supposed to go, and they made it look great, you know, that kind of thing. So I hope they kind of do it with Avatar as well. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about, was how like I really want more information. It's like, I know it's like COVID time, but like a little something would help. You know, like maybe some art. Start giving us maybe some cast or something. I don't know, you know?
Well, I know for like the Paramount Plus thing, they're really pushing Korra right now. Like a lot of their marketing and stuff is like all about Korra.
Why do you think that?
Maybe it's a hint to what their little project is.
Pro bending, baby. Yeah.
Anyways. I mean, or it could be just that Netflix has Avatar, so they'll promote Korra. I mean, yeah, I know Netflix has Korra too, but I feel like Avatar is getting more of the hype.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so I guess to just
another thought I had, I'm on this Mandalorian like high right now. I love Star Wars.
I've never seen her.
The reason I like the Mandalorian is because they're introducing, right now they're introducing like characters from the cartoon. Avatar is my favorite original cartoon, but this Star Wars cartoons are probably like my second favorite. So characters that I really like are coming into the show. But what I was also thinking is if they're doing like these, we were talking about the spin-offs.
Mm-hmm.
The best thing about Star Wars is actually like not Star Wars. It's like the shows that Star Wars has made, in my opinion, because you delve deeper into what the Star Wars lore is. So I was thinking, like, what if we get like an original character, not an avatar, not like or whatever, or something like this new character, kind of like a new character, like the Mandalorian. He's a new character, but you sprinkle in like these things that people like from the cartoon that people love, you know, like you get like a cameo from this person, or like you get like a couple episodes where this character goes on an adventure with this character we all love or something.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to see something like that, and maybe get like a different perspective from like something else within the Avatar universe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because like when Star Wars, everyone knows the Jedi, but nobody knows about the Mandalorians. And with the Mandalorian, we're starting to learn about the Mandalorians. So I don't know what else.
I thought the Mandalorian is just one person.
I know it's a race of people.
So, I mean, I also know nothing, as I mentioned before. So
It's a pretty good Star Wars show. I don't know. I'm an accidental Star Wars fan. I'm not going to talk about Star Wars anymore. Let's move on to the actual meat of the show, which is the episode. And today we'll be discussing episode 12, called The Storm. Storm noises.
I hope you edit that out.
It's not. It's staying in. I made some weird ass noises last week. And I was like, what is going on with my mouth and throat? I kept one in specifically because I was like, how? I don't even know how to make that sound. Like if I'm just standing here. I don't know what's going on with my mouth. I'm sorry, guys. Whatever.
You yell at me for my filler words when you make heinous noises like that? Okay.
There was one where it was like, and I was like, what was that? I'm cutting that one out. No context. Okay, let's talk. Episode 12. 11? 12. 12? 12. Episode 12, The Storm. I don't know why I wrote down 11 in here. That's wrong.
You can describe the episode since you just watched it.
I didn't watch it at all, actually.
What?
What? Of course
Excuse
I
me?
watched it. So
You can't just roll up to the podcast not watching the episode.
I am an expert on the avatars. Your expertise is rubbed off on me slowly.
How?
By osmosis.
That's not how osmosis works, but okay.
Photosynthesis.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
punch you through the screen. Anyways, episode. Here we go.
it starts off with the fever dream. Giant Momo. Aang has the weirdest like visuals. He's tripping on some stuff. But Aang is having a stress dream about the time he ran away. And the pressure's on, so he's stressing out. They're out of food, which I don't get. They're always out of food or something. Also, why are you spending money on food? Isn't Sokka supposed to be like this fisher, hunter person? Can't he like go catch food or something? Or like Aang doesn't even eat food that you catch. You just have to find it or something. I don't know.
I feel like there are not a lot of wild crops that just grow that you can eat, though.
You can eat seaweed or something. Snails, clams. Can you eat those?
I mean, yeah,
Can you
but
eat
you gotta...
bugs?
Well, I don't know.
Me neither. I don't think he would because he thinks all life is sacred. So then they roll up at this marketplace. They go shopping, and then Katara's like, "Hey, we don't have money." So the lady gets mad, and Katara's like, "Sokka, go find a job." And Sokka does find a job from this old grumpy man with a cool hat. Now it's not even a cool hat; it's an ugly hat. And they go fishing. Oh, and then before that, everyone's like, "It's a beautiful day." And then Uncle Iroh is like, sniff, sniff. There's a storm coming. And then later on, there's a storm that comes. But Sokka went on a boating trip with this crazy old man who hates his wife. And then the old man, before he left to go on this fishing trip, bullies Aang. And he's like, where have you been for 100 years? People have been suffering. You abandoned us. And then Aang's like, ah, shit, you right. So he flies away into this cave. And Katara goes to find him. And then backstory. We find out where the oranges, I can't say it now. The origin of Aang leaving and the oranges of Prince Zuko and how he got his scar. So starting with Aang, I'm going to break down his story and then I'm going to go into Zuko's story. Aang ran away after he was told he was the Avatar, which I thought we all knew by this point, but apparently we didn't. He ran away because they were going to send him away because he was having too much fun with Monkey Atso. And I have some points on Monkey Atso we'll come back to in a minute. So then he ran away and he fell in some water and froze himself for 100 years. And then Zuko, he wanted to learn how to be a better ruler. So he went into this general's meeting and one of the generals like, we're going to sacrifice all the new recruits to win this land over here. And Zuko was like, you can't do that. And that was disrespectful. So then he is challenged to an Agni Kai for disrespecting the general. But since he disrespected the general in the war room of the Fire Lord, I forgot his name there for a minute, he has to challenge the Fire Lord. So when Zuko faces his opponent, he finds out that it is his father. And then he's like, nah, Dad, I don't want to fight you. So then Mark Hamill is all like, you have to fight me. And then he burns his face. And that's how Zuko got his scar, which I thought we all knew at this point, but we didn't. And then we cut back to the present and there's a storm. And then Zuko's ship gets hit and Sokka's in trouble in the middle of this whole place with this old ass man. So they go save him. Zuko does something. Fuck Zuko's story right now. And then Aang falls into the water with everyone. He saves everyone and they fall into the water, kind of like he did with Appa 100 years ago. But this time, instead of freezing everyone over, he just makes an air bubble and he flies out of there. And everyone's saved. The end. Did I tell it right?
Well, you just said fuck Zuko as part of the story, but other than that, yeah.
Well, I realized I left a lot of important Zuko stuff out, so I was too far in the story that I couldn't go back to it. But Zuko was being a dick to his crew, and everyone was about to plan a mutiny until they find out how he got his scar. Then at the end, everyone works together to save the boat, and Zuko finds out that he needs to care about his crew or something like that. Ta-da! Yay! That was so long. Okay. So, what do you have?
Well,
let's discuss.
The first thing that I thought about while watching this episode is that it reminds you of Midwest weather because it's sunny, really sunny one moment, then there's a tornado like a couple hours later, and it's sunny again.
Yes.
That was like the first thing that I is literally the first thing I wrote down. I just like have like really funny, not funny. I'm not funny. I just have like weird side notes first before I actually get to like big questions or like things that bothered me. So I also have that. I don't know what part I was referencing, but I just have Momo is definitely cursing everyone out 24/7.
Do you think so?
I think so.
Probably.
I think Momo's talking mad shit on everyone at all times.
Do you think later on we hear Momo talk? I can't remember. He has a deep voice or a high voice. Does he have a deep voice or a high voice?
He has a high voice.
Okay.
He like in the Nightmares and Daydreams, he's like, you are about 1,000, you know?
Okay.
Wow, you are really losing it, kid. It's like that.
Are Avatar dreams different than normal?
Are dreams different?
Yeah, like are his more like weird, or is it just is that just a normal? Because
I feel like the Avatar's dreams are just like really, really dramatic depictions of the past. They're never like fantasy or anything, or the future. Like,
I guess they have premonitions. You know what I was expecting? The food to start eating them, because that would have been funny. Because then Sokka would have been right, or something like that. You know, something close to that. I felt like they were gonna do like maybe they're at the market and there's like a fish that's not dead and it bites them or something, or you know. I would have loved something like that. You know, you put it out there, but you just didn't hit it. You didn't hit the ball.
I feel like it would mess with the flow of the episode and like the way the other ones have gone, you know?
I guess they could have put it in at the end.
They still got to paint Sokka like this really dumb person, you know?
And we've established he's not dumb though.
But like, we know, but they still need to like do that. So like by the time you get to the point of watching it that we are, you're like, no, Sokka's actually a genius.
Right. But even these last few episodes, he's still a pretty bad genius. Anyways, okay, so Zuko, he hates his crew. Nike doesn't hate his crew. He's just got his priorities. Like
he's a boy that just doesn't totally understand empathy yet, I think.
Well, as a like, not saying I'm a soldier, but as a soldier, I think you would agree. Like, you're fighting this war, you're trying to capture the Avatar. So, especially like a Fire Nation, kind of this imperialism, Japanese sort of way of thinking. Usually, Japanese soldiers would like kill themselves before getting captured. So, I would have thought that the soldier would have understood, like, yeah, the Avatar, we need to capture the Avatar. If the Avatar, you know, becomes full powered, he's going to destroy the Fire Lord, and we must protect the Fire Lord at all costs, you know? So, I don't know. I think that soldiers' priorities need to, I mean...
if the whole crew felt it, I feel like...
They're bad soldiers?
Usually with that kind of stuff, it's like a group sentiment, you know, like kamikaze, like everyone's just like, yeah, we would rather do this, you know? Like, they know where their priorities lie. And I just feel like the rest of the crew felt like they had a better chance of getting the Avatar if they didn't pursue him that day, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
And like, even with the lieutenant, like, there were some parts that I agreed and disagreed with. Because like, I do think Zuko was being an asshole and like,
yeah, I mean,
not thinking about the well-being of everyone. Like, yeah, I get you need to get the Avatar, but also like, why couldn't he apply that same like feeling of when he went back for his uncle instead of going for Appa in...
True. Yeah.
In the Spirit World episode.
Doesn't
like
make sense.
It's the same concept. His uncle was telling him to not do that. So like they're in just as much danger. So that was kind of annoying. But also like the lieutenant, even if he didn't know that Ozai burned Zuko, he still calls Zuko like a spoiled prince. Which I don't entirely understand. I would say he's spoiled for banished purposes, but if he's such a spoiled prince, like why is he banished?
Right.
Like if he was banished, he probably shouldn't get a whole crew and like big ass ship. So like that part's a little like, you're banished, but here's a little something to help you.
Yeah, but even
like,
so,
other than that, I feel like I don't think spoiled princes get banished. So I feel like he was wrong on that part.
How long has Zuko been away at this point?
3 years.
Well, like at any point, like he.
Well, I guess it's 2 years right now, and it's 3 years in book 3.
So, like, assuming this guy's been with them this whole time, like he left, he hasn't been like a spoiled anything for the past 3 years. Like, why are you saying that? Like, you know,
literally,
like he's literally been out on the field searching everywhere, like around the world for the Avatar, and he's like been on the same ship as you. Yeah, maybe his quarters are a little nicer, but he still gets his hands dirty. He's still going out there and fighting the Avatar. I haven't seen him fight the Avatar once. What's he doing?
Take that, Lieutenant.
Thank you, Zuko. I'm on your side, Zuko. Zuko. Okay. Do you have anything else right there for that beginning part?
About that beginning part, no. I just kind of have questions about. Actually, yeah. On the topic of Zuko, I just have 2 more things I want to talk about with Zuko. So I get that Zuko spoke out of turn in the war room.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that he was like telling the general, like, yo, your idea is shit. Why would you do that? Is it just based on the fact that he was in the Fire Lord's war room that the Fire Lord was disrespected? Because like it's still just, it doesn't make sense to me. It kind of just seems like Ozai wanted an excuse to just beat his kid.
I think that, but
Like,
I think.
Do you think there's any other way how Ozai could have been disrespected?
Yes, you could have like thrown your shoe at him or something.
No. I mean, like, just from the situation, like, other than the fact that it was just his war room, like, is there something that you think I missed on how Ozai was still disrespected? Do you get what I'm saying?
Kind of, maybe. Well, I think Ozai specifically. Nah, I don't know. I think I know what you're saying. I don't know even know if I know what you're saying.
Like, how is Ozai disrespected for him to challenge Zuko to an Agni Kai?
Well, he spoke out of turn, and I think.
But it seemed like he spoke out of turn to the general. Like he was attacking the general's ideas.
Right, but it's more like I feel like maybe everyone has to raise their hand before they can talk. Like the general, if the general had just like, even if the general had just been like, "Here's my plan," without being like, "Permission to reveal my plan, Lord Fire Lord person," then maybe he would have got burnt in the face too.
I don't know. I just feel like he wouldn't, though. I don't know. Maybe I just don't understand these complexities.
It's an Asian thing.
I'm half Asian, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Just imperialist things.
I guess I think it's like when, isn't it like disrespectful? I don't know if this is a stereotype. I'm not Asian, so pardon me if this is offensive, but like when you go into someone's home, you like take off your shoes and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't, that's like disrespectful. I think that's like the equivalent here of that, but like 100 times worse.
Okay.
I don't know if you're following that.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, that's what I think.
Okay.
Also, Zuko wasn't even supposed to be in there. So I think if anyone who's not supposed to be in there says anything, any other person would have been murdered.
I mean, true. Iroh had to be like, no, he's with me.
Right.
And then, sorry, did you have anything else to say about that?
I think let's just keep focusing on Zuko here.
Yeah.
What was your next point?
Yeah, so it's not really a point. It was more of a question.
Okay, go for it.
So during their Agni Kai, Ozai made it I guess we don't really know his name is Ozai right now, but the Fire Lord's like, get up and fight, like face me like a man or whatever.
One more thing before we go on to that. I did have one thing.
Okay.
So Zuko spoke up then. Do you think Zuko would speak up now? Like, I think he seems more mean, especially in this episode, since he's like has no empathy. He seemed to be more like caring about those soldiers. Do you think this Zuko right now would have spoken up for those soldiers?
No, absolutely not. No, because it's not. I think the fact that he cared for other people in that moment and got burned, he's not going to want to do it ever again.
Do you think that's why also he doesn't care as much about his crew right now?
Oh, definitely. Like he's just going to use them the way his father and the general wanted to use people. Like they're just a means to an end.
Gotcha. Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like I was going to go on a tangent and then I forgot. I don't know. Maybe I'll think about it. Who knows?
Okay. You can go on to your topic now if you want.
Okay. So, yeah. So like with the fight, Ozai's like, get up and fight, be a man, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that if Zuko did agree to fight, do you think that Ozai still would have burned him or did something as grave as that? Like, do you think Ozai would have gone like balls to the wall on fighting Zuko if Zuko was like, okay, yeah, I'll fight you? I
think Zuko still would have lost.
Oh yeah, I know. He totally would have lost. But do you think that if he just fought, his dad would have like,
according to like what
obliterated him?
Uncle Iroh said, he said the reason he got burned in the face was because he brought more dishonor by not fighting. So that was like his mark to remember it by, I think, something like that.
But he could have gotten burned on like the arm or something still on purpose, just not the face.
It's got to be the face. You always remember the face. You can cover up a scar on the arm, but you can't cover the face. How long do you think that fight would have lasted if Zuko got up? And also, why didn't Zuko like fight? I feel like
it would have been out of fear.
Do you think so?
Like your all-powerful father challenges you to a fight.
Okay, spoiler alert.
I wouldn't want to. Depends what you're going to talk about. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm going to talk about Zuko's mom here. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, continue.
Zuko kind of knows that like his dad like got rid of his mom. He doesn't know what happened to his mom. For all he knows, his dad like murdered his mom, right? So why isn't Zuko like angry at his dad? Like, why wouldn't he fight him? You know? Because he cared so much more about his mom than he does his dad, and he knows that his dad did something for his mom to just disappear.
But do you think a child would have figured that out? I feel like Zuko is still too naive to have thought about it for that long.
I think he knows. I think he's old enough to know like mom might be dead, or like he might not want to believe she's dead, which is kind of why he's at, you know, he later on goes to find her. But
I thought at this point it was just, oh, she committed treason, was banished.
I thought it was...
That's what I thought it was that she committed treason and was banished.
I thought it was like Azula implies that mom died. Like Azula made Zuko think that dad got rid of mom.
But Azula's also psycho.
She is. But like... That's why Zuko's like, don't believe Azula, because like he doesn't want to
don't believe Azula because he doesn't want to believe that his dad's going to kill him.
That, yeah.
Because that's how this conversation started. She's like, dad's going to kill you. And he's like, shut up, that's not funny.
Right, and that doesn't happen to him. So he thinks dad's going to kill him, but then mom ends up disappearing. Therefore, mom is the one that ended up getting killed, is I think his thought process.
But also his grandpa dies that night. So like... where does that add in?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Well, I know Zuko doesn't want to believe his mom is dead, but like I think it was meant to look like his mom had died or something, right?
But even maybe, I mean, I don't know how they were trying to frame it. I kind of just
I would have to rewatch those episodes, but I always got the feeling that was the thing. But like Zuko always kind of maybe had faith that mom didn't die. Where did she go?
Yeah, that's what I always thought. Like, I don't think he ever thought she was dead.
But even then, okay, the point of that spread all this was dad made mom go away. Why aren't you fighting dad? You should hate dad.
I mean, he made his mom disappear. I'd be pretty terrified and want to just be in line with what he says. He may not have to like him. Mm-hmm. But I feel like you would still strive to have that approval from him so that you stay on the good side and you don't magically disappear.
Yes, then I wouldn't have spoken out of turn at that meeting.
Well, no, but I mean...
Oh, well.
It's just like it's not really the same kind of thing, but like my family's political beliefs are very different than mine. And so like usually I don't say anything to keep the peace. But sometimes you just can't really... You really can't keep it in. So then you like speak out of turn, then you get into a huge fight, you know?
Yeah, I guess. True.
Like I got excommunicated for like 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice.
Anyways,
did you have to go find the Avatar in those 2 months to be let back into the family?
No, I just didn't speak a word to anyone and they just missed my presence. So they all kept calling back.
If only I was that way. Anyways, I have so let me see I had another thing on this Zuko fight here.
Okay.
Not particularly on Zuko. The only thing is that we get Azula. This is the first time we see Azula in that Agni Kai. And I was wondering, do you think like Azula, they always had Azula planned and that's why she was in there? Or like, do you think when Azula was introduced, like, well, she already looks like this, so we have to use this or something? I don't know.
I feel like she had to have already been planned because they could have just shown her to show her. Mm-hmm. But the fact that she like looked excited to see Zuko get burned.
Right. Like
I feel like they had to have. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's cool. And that's what I had. That's all I had on that Agni Kai, the Zuko storyline.
Yeah, same. Now onto this Aang one. This episode's gonna be so long because there's like two really, 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 really big like
yes,
plot points in this episode.
It's gonna be a long one, but I think it's good. It's like a good episode.
You know what? You
get
can
some
just
backstory.
edit me talking about my job in the beginning. Just cut it out.
Everyone wants to know.
No, they don't. They don't care. And that's okay.
It's for me. For when I forget, I can just listen back. I'm like, that's what she does.
Okay.
So let's go into the Avatar. The Aang storyline here. So Aang is sad that he feels guilty that he ran away and that people needed him.
Mm-hmm.
So it all begins when he was 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
There is trouble brewing on the horizon with the Fire Nation. So the elder monks decided it was time that he be told that he was the Avatar. So they show him some toys and they're like, do you remember these? Which is actually the same way that the Dalai Lama is chosen. You know, it's like the Dalai Lama chooses certain objects, and if they pertain to the previous Dalai Lama, it's like, you're the Dalai Lama. So that's the real life connection there.
Okay, wait. Sorry to interrupt you, but I had a question about not a question.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's like a question to you.
Yes.
About the Avatar relics.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like the Southern Air Temple's way of finding out who the Avatar is.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that applies to the other air temples or the other nations? And I'm not sure about the other nations because with Roku, sorry, spoiler alert, with Avatar Roku, we see that the fire sages kind of just tell him on his birthday.
Right.
So I was wondering what you thought about that.
I also was thinking the same thing, because then I thought of like, how do you like Korra? Because like the air nomads are very Shaolin monk looking kind of thing, which is I believe the Dalai Lama is part of the Shaolin, I think, or like that Tibetan style kind of monk look. So that I think that would make sense why they do it the same way in the show. I don't think they're Shaolin. Yeah, that was dumb. Scratch that. Don't at me. But like in Korra, like Korra's already bending everything. So that's how they kind of know that she's the Avatar.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's why I also was thinking like, does this pertain to like the Airbenders, or is it like every nation? I also had that question, and I don't know the answer to it. But I want to say that every nation has a way of telling the Avatar, like finding out how the Avatar is the Avatar.
Uh-huh.
And I think, yeah, I don't know exactly which way that would be. I feel like it might be like a spirit thing or something.
Okay.
Or a test. Or maybe like, let me try to think. I feel like the Earthbenders would like force the Avatar into like an Avatar state or something.
Oh, they totally would try to.
Like that's how they would find out. Like, are you the Avatar? Let's put you through some emotional distress and find out. I don't know. I feel like I think like every tribe on its own too might have like its own way. Eventually, like after Aang, I think the Lotus people are the ones that determine the Avatar, it seems. Which I have a point on the White Lotus people. And my question was, do you think that Monk Gyatso was part of the White Lotus? / when was the White Lotus established?
I feel like the White Lotus was established after the Avatar disappeared.
Okay.
Because it seems like they wanted a way to keep peace between the four nations and like show that they're not divided at all, which I think plays into the war because, you know, like I feel like that's when everyone became very separated. So I feel like it came out of that, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, let's see.
But also, the White Lotus tile got some screen time in this episode when Aang and Monk Gyatso are playing Pai Sho.
It did.
Wait, speaking of that, do you think... Okay, so like, have you seen the movie The Da Vinci Code?
I do. I have. I
okay,
like it.
So do you think that like Monk Gyatso could have done what Sophie's grandpa did to her, like with the White Lotus tile and Pai Sho?
Like,
what if Monk Gyatso like secretly taught Aang the ways of the White Lotus without him even knowing it? Like Sophie's grandpa did in the Da Vinci Code.
Possibly. Well,
That'd be cool as fuck.
Eventually the order began. Hold on, I'm reading to see when. So the White Lotus was established before Avatar Kyoshi.
Oh, okay, that's old. Damn.
Following the revelation letter, there no remember the order. So, with that being read, I think Monkey Atsu was part of the White Lotus, and that's why he wanted to keep Aang close to keep him like safe and stuff. Because he like the White Lotus people tend to be like really wise, so I think Monkey Atsu knew what he was doing, and everyone else didn't. You know?
Yeah.
Do you think they should have waited to tell him?
I don't think they had time to. Like, I really, like, as much as I want to disagree with like the angry council people, I feel like they didn't have time to.
I can see, yeah.
Because if he had to like master them before Sozin even did anything, like, I feel like they would have told him pretty early.
I feel like I've asked this before, but like how long after Aang left?
Because Sozin was planning stuff before Roku died. So like, there's already 12 years of stuff to go down. So like, I honestly, I would have just trained him to be the Avatar from birth, you know? Just like stuck him in that shit already.
Yeah, I think that would have been the best way to do.
Yeah, he wouldn't have had a childhood, but like, it wouldn't have caused some like earth-shattering thing for him.
Right. I think, yeah, I agree. The baby way was the way to do it. Also, how long? I think I've asked this before, but I don't remember. How long after Aang left did they attack?
Oh, that one I don't know.
Cause like, was it like immediately? Was it like 2 years later? Was it like 50 years later?
What? I thought Sozin had already wiped out all of the airbenders.
Wait, it had to be that same year because it's been 100 years for a war, and Aang's 112 because he left when he was 12 years old.
Yeah.
So maybe a couple months later, a week or two later, I think.
Yeah, it had to be like Aang had to leave just in time because it wouldn't make sense.
Okay, say Aang stayed.
Also, how did Sozin really live 12 years past Roku? That's fake as hell.
Well, I think Roku was just like 70 or something.
I know, but like, these are old times. People die quickly. They don't have the medicine.
Meditation, you know.
Do you really think Sozin meditated?
Probably.
I don't think so.
He's sitting in that like hot ass room all the time. He something had to been done. But do you think if Aang would have stayed, do you think he would have died too?
I'm not sure because I feel like the immediate peril might have kicked him into the Avatar state.
Yes.
But
in the Avatar state, you are at your weakest.
But it was also his first time. It would have been like his first time doing it too. And we know how weak he is, at least right now in it.
Do you think?
So like, I think if he stayed, he would have died.
I think we would have. I think if my theory is correct that Monkey Atsu was part of the White Lotus, Monkey Atsu would have gone like revealed that and taken Aang into hiding or something.
Oh, maybe. But I mean, where are they gonna hide for so long? Like they can't just stay underground with in some White Lotus bunker, you know?
The North Pole, I would say.
I wouldn't go towards water because if they thought they killed all the airbenders, they would go towards the water.
Yeah, but like I think the waterbenders in the North Pole is the safest location, and also that's where Aang would have learned waterbending, which would have been the next element he would have learned. So it would have made sense.
But the Fire Nation was almost able to take down the North Pole anyways.
I think they would have had some type of reinforcement if the Avatar was there or something. Or maybe, I don't know. There has to be.
But also, did the North Pole even exist yet?
Yeah, right.
Because Katara talks about it, how long they separated, and I don't think it was 100 years.
Oh. So what?
Yeah, so the North Pole probably wouldn't even exist yet.
Well, in that case, then they would have had like extra support in the Southern Pole. The South Pole, sorry. Because all the waterbenders would have been there. which is the reason those
Oh
other.
wait, sorry, no. Okay, I don't know which one. I don't know which one came. No,
What's
Grand left
happening?
north to go south. Oh, sorry, Grand left north to go south.
So the North Pole. Well, they would go to the North
So
Pole.
North Pole would have been the one.
Okay. So
But-
I think, well, if they hadn't broken up, then they would have extra reinforcements there. Because like all the waterbenders are in one place.
Yeah, but the South Pole doesn't have any waterbenders though.
Yeah, but why would he go to the South Pole?
No, but I mean, the people in this like that left weren't benders to begin with.
Yeah, they were. There were some benders.
Oh no, because they killed him.
They killed
Just
them.
kidding.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I still think Aang would have died if he had gone into hiding. I still think he would have died.
I don't think so. I think they would have just had to fly on a flying bison for a long time, and the Fire Nation can't fly. The only reason they got up there was probably using those tanks.
Yeah, but like there's like the animals that Azula has. They run as fast as Appa can fly.
True. Well, nobody knows what Aang looks like. They just know he's an airbender. So they could have like.
Yeah, but he's got his tattoos.
Yeah, but like.
You look for a bald-headed kid with tattoos.
You do the Harry Potter trick. You make everyone put tattoos, and you split up, and you take one for the team.
I don't know.
That's the way. I think that would be the way they would go about it. But speaking of these kids, looking at these kids made me think: were these Aang drawings that were just bad and not used? Because they all look similar, but they all look off. You know, like all the kids kind of look alike, but
Yeah.
they just look a little weird. Like this isn't the cartoon we're trying to go for. So here's Aang.
It's like all the Aang reject drawings.
That's what I got from it. And then there's even like the super reject where like nobody wants to play with them. And I was like,
he's my favorite.
And I was like, yeah, these were totally like one of the creators was drawing, and this is one of the drawings he made. And they're like, nah, that one that neck's too long. We'll use that as something else, maybe. I think that's what happened.
Okay. So here's the thing that bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
Katara found Aang frozen in an iceberg, right?
Yes, he was frozen.
And that was a rhetorical question, but yeah. So how she's telling the old man it's not his fault he disappeared. Like, how could she not think that it wasn't his fault? Did someone else freeze him in the iceberg? No.
Listen, Andrea.
What?
That is just mean. It's not his fault. It's not his fault. It's whatever Avatar decided to take control at that moment. That's whose fault it was.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know it's whichever Avatar took control, but it's still Aang's fault he disappeared. Like, it's his fault he left the air temple.
Yeah, he should have waited a day. It was kind of stormy, man.
He could have like waited a day or something to talk to Gyatso, get the shit together. But no, he was like, you know what?
Where was he going? Where do you think he was going?
I think he was just leaving.
I think he was.
No, maybe he was going to a different air temple, but that wouldn't make any sense because you didn't want to go to another air temple in the first place.
Why is he leaving? If he doesn't want to leave, why is he leaving? Where is he going? Is he just going into hiding? Like he's like, I'm not gonna be the Avatar, so I'm leaving. I think he was gonna go to see Boomy. Like, let's blow off some steam, Boomy, and then maybe he comes back or something.
I don't know, but that bothered me. It's his fault he left.
It is.
Shut up, Katara. Dumb bitch.
Yeah, I don't I haven't liked Katara for the past few episodes, so whenever she talks now, I'm like, Katara, you have no right to say any word. I hate you for everything you've done. But yeah, so do you have any more thoughts on Aang's backstory?
Yes, I have one more thing to say.
Go for it.
And it's about the kids. First of all, fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. They're all ugly and fat. How are you fat? You don't eat meat.
So them not letting Aang play bothered me so much.
It bothered me too.
Because it's like, I know they're kids and they're not going to think logically, but shouldn't they get the hint that he was already the Avatar before
Right.
the monks announced that he was the Avatar? Like they didn't just choose him out of a hat and be like, yes, you are the Avatar now. Like, no, he's already been it. So the fact that like
Also,
you were already doing shit with him while he was the Avatar, you just didn't know, and then now you're just gonna switch up on him.
the
That's
logical argument would be like, you have your arrows already. It's not fair. We don't. He's already the best airbender he's gonna be. He can't do anything else. What are you on about? Like he's not gonna be playing that like stick balancing game that he played with Sokka and all of a sudden just go into the Avatar state and wreck everyone. He's not gonna do that.
Kids are so stupid. Oh my god.
Like he wasn't doing it before. He's already better than you. He's already gotten his arrows. Like everything was fine. He taught you stuff. If anything, playing with him was gonna make you better. Kids are so dumb. But yeah, what else was I gonna say? Something about a kid. You got anything?
No, that was all I had.
Okay. Well, just to wrap up the whole story here, after the things that are said, they go to save Sokka in the water and stuff. And last week, I didn't say it, but this week it's here now, and I will tell you my favorite line in the episode, which is when Sokka and the old man are in the boat, and Sokka's like, I'm too young to die. And then the old man's like, I'm not, but I don't want to. And that is a knee slapper for me because I hate that old geezer. But yeah, then Appa comes in with the save, which I have a point to say about that. You would think that after falling through lightning and almost drowning, Appa would have like PTSD and never want to fly in a storm again. I was very surprised that like Appa just flew, you know?
Right?
Also, they're at the beginning, they're flying way too close to the water. Like, what are they doing? I talked about this. I knew he could do it hovering. He should have done it like that the whole time because Sokka was saying he can see us in the sky or whatever. So apparently he can't hover just above the water.
I said he doesn't hover because it would take too much energy to weave through all of the trees.
Yeah, but he could like just hover right above the trees. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, they were flying way too low.
But even if he does, you could still see them in the sky. A big ass bison on top of the trees. It's gonna get a little dark.
Also, you know what? I just hit me. Why don't they just fly over land? Zuko's in a boat. Like if you fly over a large piece of land, Zuko would have to go all around that land, which would take him longer than you flying through the land. You know?
But I feel like if you had to get from point A to point B, the ocean's the quickest way.
But I feel like there's going to be like land in the way that Zuko can't get through, that he's going to have to go around, that Appa can just like right over.
In which I'm sure like they've done that before where he's been able to track them. Like the Kyoshi episode. He's like, we have no idea where they're going.
Yeah. But anyways, I don't know. They're flying too low. That's what I'm trying to say. They're flying too low. And
Okay.
How are they going to see a boat from flying that low? Like they were literally at boat level. Like you're trying to find them. You got to fly high. I don't know. It's just me. Anyways, I think that does it for me. It's a long episode. It's going to be 4 hours of editing tomorrow. But yeah, that's it. I did a post. I finally posted the last 2 episode pictures. I really like the one about the wings. That one's been on my mind forever. Just having me looking at Jet as a right, true, traditional wing.
Boneless wings are wings.
Listen, the only reason it's winning right now is because I fucked up on my Instagram and I accidentally hit yes. And I fucking don't know how to take it back.
You can't.
I can't. I was opening it and it was like loading. So I was just like clicking on it and then it finally appeared and I hit yes. And I was like, fuck. And I'm mad. So it's a tie right now. I think only me and you have voted. So I said, oh, wait. I said something at the beginning of the episode, which was we know the answer to meat, which is, according to the old man, fish ain't meat. So there's the answer. I finally have my answer. Fish ain't meat. It's the official Avatar answer.
Yeah, I told you fish isn't meat.
Yeah, but
That's why Catholics eat it during Lent.
I just needed to hear from someone from the show. You know, it's official now.
Oh my God.
I'm so happy we had this discussion that led up to this, because when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, it's perfect.
And once again, Andrea is right.
Anyways,
He's surprised, not me.
I think that's the show that does it for me. Episode's coming out on Thursday still, and let us know for the season finale if you would like for us to do the movie, or should we hold off to the end of the series? Let us know. Message us on our Instagram, comment down on YouTube, or you can email us at our Gmail, all Pippin Paddleopsicopolis podcast. That's the @ Yeah, look out for our polls. And I have one more treat. It's coming out tomorrow, and it's Andrea busting her face. So look forward to that. And by tomorrow, I mean on Friday, because that's when this comes out. I just have to remember. Do you have any plugs, Andrea?
You know what? No, I don't.
No plugs. And I think that's it. Thanks for joining us, and join us next week. I think next week might be an extra long episode, hopefully, as it is my favorite episode of the season. So see you then. Bye.
Bye.